Hello everyone. In this part, we'll be discussing all the poetic devices in the poem *AuntJennifer'sTigers, which is written by Adrienne Rich. The first poetic device we are dealing with is personification. Now, personification, as most of you already know, is the attribution of human-like qualities to non-human things. An animal or a thing, maybe a table, chair, tree. When the poet attributes human-like qualities like fear, love, anger to these non-human things, this is known as personification. In this specific poem, the first instance of personification is they do not fear the men beneath the tree. Now, they obviously refers to the tigers that Aunt Jennifer is weaving on the tapestry. So, these tigers, they are personified. Animals are not human, but in this poem, the poet has used them as not fearing men which are in their forests. That is, she is attributing them human-like quality, which is fearlessness. They are not fearful, and they are moving across the forest happily and in style. So this is the first use of personification in the poem. The second line is, they pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Chivalry is a word which means honorable behavior, or the qualities of being brave, thoughtful and attentive. So, saying that the tigers pace in sleek chivalric certainty basically means that the tigers are moving in style. Tigers do not naturally have the quality of moving in style and pacing in an honorable manner, prancing in an honorable manner. But the poet has attributed human-like qualities to the tigers, and according to her, the tigers are moving in a stylish manner and in a fearless manner. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Now, in this specific line, the tigers that Aunt Jennifer made on her panel, the tigers that she is weaving, will go on prancing even after she dies. These tigers, they are only an image drawn by Aunt Jennifer. They are not real tigers. But the poet has personified them, and she has depicted that even after Aunt Jennifer dies, these tigers will go on prancing, they will go on moving, they will go on running around the forest fearlessly, they will not fear any men. With this, she means that even after Aunt Jennifer dies, the art that she has left in the world will go on living. It will never be destroyed, even though Aunt Jennifer has died. And another meaning would be, even after she dies, she would be burdened with all the ordeals that were placed upon her. The next poetic device is imagery. Imagery is when the poet uses visual description. जब भी कोई ऐसी इमेज बनाता है पोएट हमारे मन के सामने, like when he describes a landscape or a beautiful river flowing. So these are the examples of imagery. When your visual senses are attracted by the poet. So the first instance of imagery is, when the aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie. Now the instance of the specific phrase with which an image is drawn is terrified hands. Now the hands are not actually terrified. Terrified is Aunt Jennifer because of all the miseries that she has gone through, the toxic marriage that she has gone through. So her terrified hands will still lie when she is dead. So with the help of the word terrified hands, the poet has created an image of a fearful Aunt Jennifer, of a woman who is so timid and fearful that she is not able to face all the miseries placed upon her, and she will just die, and her terrified hands and her fearfulness will still lie when she will die. So this is an image of a fearful woman drawn by the poet. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across the screen, bright to pass denizens of a world of green. Various adjectives have been used for the tigers to compare their color, to compare the color of the stripes to bright yellowish color. The first image is topaz. Topaz is basically a very precious stone which is yellowish brown in color, and it's shiny in appearance. So the stripes of the tigers, they are being compared to being as shiny as a topaz stone, basically to convey the readers a message that how colorful, how fearless the tigers are, how beautifully the tigers are drawn by Aunt Jennifer. And they are the denizens. Denizens are basically inhabitants, uh, denizens of a world of green. So these tigers are bright in color, the stripes are bright yellow or brownish in color, and they are the inhabitants of a lush green forest. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is a poetic device in which poet uses exaggerated statements. Exaggeration, if I tell you in Hindi, basically बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बताना. So this is an instance where the poet has used hyperbole. The massive weight of uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. All of us know that a wedding band, a wedding ring is not so heavy that its weight is felt by us when we are working with our hands. So the poet has obviously exaggerated this statement, exaggerated the weight of the wedding band that Aunt Jennifer is wearing, just to signify that how burdened she is under her marriage, how manipulative is her husband, and how manipulative how manipulative marriage she is in. She is in a toxic marriage. So this wedding band, the weight of this wedding band is symbolic of this toxic marriage. So this massive weight is to signify that the weight that she is feeling. In actual manner, the wedding band is not so heavy. It doesn't have a massive weight. But hyperbole is being used to exaggerate all the miseries that Aunt Jennifer is going through. The next poetic device is assonance. Assonance is basically the use of vowel sounds in alternate words. The alternate words start with a different consonant sound, but they depict a same vowel sound. Just like when we talk about this phrase, still ringed with. So all of these words, they are using the sound of the vowel I. Still ringed with, right? All of the alternate words, consecutive words are using the sound of the vowel I. In the next phrase, the vowel sound is E. They pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. Now, in this phrase, various vowels are being heard by us. E, I, A, E. So, assonance is basically the use of vowel sound in consecutive words by the poet. Alliteration. Alliteration is when the poet uses two consecutive words with the same starting alphabet. That is prancing, proud, finger fluttering. So both of these consecutive words, they have the first alphabet as the same pronunciation. So prancing, proud, finger fluttering. So this creates a very rhythmic effect to the poem. Gives a very beautiful sound effect to the poem. The next device is metaphor. Metaphor is when the poet compares two unlike things. जब भी हम कुछ दो ऐसी चीज़ों को कंपेयर करते हैं जिनका आपस में कोई लेना देना नहीं होता है, without using the word like or as. Whereas when we talk about a simile, which is a similar poetic device, simile is when use of like or the poet uses like or as to compare two different things. These two devices are very similar but altogether different. Now we'll come to the phrases where metaphor has been used by the author. Bright topaz denizens. Now in this phrase, the poet is comparing the stripes, the color of the stripes of the tigers which Aunt Jennifer has drawn to a precious stone like topaz. Topaz, as I've already explained, it's very shiny in appearance and it's in yellowish brown color. So to signify their beauty and to signify their magnificence, so they are being compared to a topaz stone. The colors of the tigers are compared to a topaz stone. So the topaz zone and the color of the tiger, they are two unlike things, but they are being compared with the use of a metaphor to basically signify how fearless they are. The next use of metaphor is uncle's wedding band. Now the wedding band that Aunt Jennifer is wearing, which is given by her husband or our uncle, this is symbolic of all the miseries that she has faced, all the bad things that she has faced throughout her marriage. The wedding band she is wearing is so heavy. The weight, this basically signifies that how burdened she is because of her marriage, the toxic marriage that she is going through. So this wedding band, this wedding finger that she is wearing is compared to all the manipulation that Aunt Jennifer has to face because of her husband. That's all for the day. Thank you.